Hi everyone! Today we're going to be talking about color. There are three properties of color. Value refers to the lightness or darkness of a color. So for a color like navy, the value would be quite dark, whereas a pale color like lavender, for example, is quite light in value. Saturation refers to the intensity or brilliance of a color. Neon pink would be very saturated compared to beige or khaki. And hues refer to the color names themselves. Yellow, red, pink, green, purple. These are all examples of color hues. This slide shows a picture of the artist's color wheel, which is often used to help an artist mix paint. And in this slide, we have in the center the three primary colors, yellow, blue, and red. Next, we have orange, purple, and green, the secondary colors. And then all of the colors in between are the tertiary colors. There are other color vocabulary terms to consider when you start your painting journey. Additive color is color that is created by using colored light. So if you add together the three primaries of additive color, which are red, green, and blue, you will get a white light. The secondary colors are yellow, cyan, and magenta. And additive color is used in the computer and television industry. So anytime you are looking at a projector or any kind of projected light, you are actually looking at additive color. In this course, we were mostly concerned with subtractive color, color that is experienced through refracted light rather than actual light rays. Pigments that are in paint are examples of subtractive color. The primary and secondary colors for subtractive color are different. The primary colors are red, yellow, and blue, and the secondary colors are orange, green, and purple in subtractive color. When you mix them all together, you get something that looks kind of like a muddy brown or black color, not white. In painting, local color is used to mimic the natural appearance of an object, whereas subjective color are colors that are imagined or invented by the artist. So here we have a painting by Frida Kahlo called Still Life with Parrot, and we also have a painting called The Last Supper by Emil Nolde, made in 1909. Can you guess which one uses local color and which one uses subjective color? This painting by André Derain is a portrait of the French artist Matisse, and it was created in 1905 during the Fauve period. Fauve is derived from the French word meaning wild beast, and you can see that the painting colors used here are not local, they are quite subjective. On the other hand, this painting by Grant Wood, made in 1930, called American Gothic, uses local color. The colors that we are seeing in this painting mimic ones you would see in this setting. Warm colors are any color between red, orange, and yellow on the artist's color wheel. The cool colors are green, blue, and violet. A high key painting is a painting that uses many tints or light colors and has an overall light appearance. A low key painting is a painting that uses many shades or dark values. A color scheme is a plan for organizing colors. Types of color schemes include monochromatic, analogous, complementary, triad, warm and cool color, and many others. A monochromatic color scheme is white, black, and gray that are used to change the value of a single color. So what is paint? Typically, paint contains pigment, a binder, and a solvent. The pigment is the color of the paint. The binder is the substance that glues the pigments together, and the solvent is what helps dissolve the pigment and the binder together to make a workable consistency. Sometimes solvents are also called thinners. In this class, we are going to be working with watercolor paint, but there are many other types of paint, including gouache, oil paint, and acrylic. How do artists use color to create space? In this painting by Hassam, you can see the flowers on the table in the center of the composition come forward in the composition because they are warmer than the space surrounding and behind them. Warm colors advance inside of a picture plane. By contrast, cool colors tend to recede. This painting, The Old Guitarist by Pablo Picasso, made in 1903, has a somber mood, and cool colors often are used to represent the sky, water, and imply sadness, depression, or a night scene. Color helps create depth in representational imagery. Intense and warm colors come forward, cool colors recede. Saturated colors will pop out inside the composition, whereas unsaturated or dull colors will sink back into space. In this painting, you can see that the mountains in the far distance of Kindred Spirits are a very, very pale blue color. Because this color is both cool and unsaturated, it recedes in the picture plane. In the same way that color can be used to create depth inside a composition, color can also be used to emphasize flatness. In this painting, called Mulholland Drive, The Road to the Studio by the British artist David Hockney, you can see that the bright colors alongside the patterns he has used flatten the composition. There's no sense of space in this painting. Color and mixing. When you're mixing colors, it's important to keep a few things in mind. First, it only takes a little bit of a dark color to change a light color, but it takes a whole lot more of a light color to try to change a dark one. So when you're mixing color, always add the dark color into the lighter color instead of the other way around. The same principle holds true for opaque and transparent colors. Always add a small amount of the opaque color to the transparent one instead of the other way around. The opaque color has a far greater strength or influence rather than a transparent color. You can determine whether your color is transparent or opaque by reading the paint tube label. Also on your paint tube label will be the number of pigments or type of pigments that are used in the paint you are working with. In general, for the brightest, most intense colors, you want to stick with as few pigments as possible. These are the 12 colors of the artist color wheel you will be mixing. Red, red, orange, orange, yellow, yellow, green, green, blue, blue, violet, violet, and red, violet. In the next video, you will see a tutorial for mixing color with your watercolor paints.